welcoming the king there. Galatasaray fans welcoming Victor Osimhen on the show, 360 Sport, on Trust TV, Adeni Jishafe. You saw there how the fans of Galatasaray, the team that newly signed Victor Osimhen, celebrated his coming to the city where they actually play their football. They are from city of Naples to Turkish Liga. He will be there for the next 1 year because right now he's actually agreed a 1-year loan deal with that team where he will be earning at least about 9 to 10 million euro for that particular 1-year loan deal. Congrats to Victor Osimhen, and also congrats to the fact that finally the battle is over. All the doors has been raised concerning his transfer for the past 5 days has been so tough. But right now, African Player of the Year, Victor Osimhen, joins Galatasaray on a year loan deal. Well, like I said earlier, a year loan deal where we'll be with them till 2025 June, and he will be playing straight with that team where he will be playing at the Turkish Super Liga, as they call their own league. And Osimhen will be going home with about 9 to 10 million euros for that 1-year deal. There is no option to sign him fully, but the fact that finally he has a place to roost is a joy for most Nigerians, because Chelsea, Al Ahly, actually, like the way we say, they actually did him dirty to some extent. Well, for Napoli, a big one there, a player that actually fought hard for them to win 33 years later when they've been pursuing the Scudetto. Well, the treatment, to some extent, some analysts, some pundits are saying the treatment was a bit somehow. Although we have in the studio the usual suspect of sport, as I call him, to talk sport is with us. Olawale Peter is here. Good to have you.
Good morning, Adeni. It's my pleasure being here, and congrats to the king of football in Africa. Congrats to our own Victor Osimhen, and I think it's a good deal for him, and a good development. And however, it's come with a mixed feelings. And yes, a lot of people expected Victor Osimhen not to go to Galatasaray, but if you really understand the power play or what happened behind the scene, you will really understand what he went through. And to the Chelsea fan outside there, I think they don't really have any right. They don't have any right whatsoever to go all out for Osimhen. All the bantering and what have you, it doesn't work. It's
uncalled for.
It's totally uncalled for because you can't price a player of Victor Osimhen. It's even very shameful for a club like Chelsea to be offering Osimhen less than 6 million euro of what is earning currently. It's not that desperate. I think it's even an insult to the whole Africa, because we are talking about the best player in Africa as at today, according to the CAF. And we are talking about a club that have been spending money lavishly on players left, right, and center.
And players are not even up to the standard of Victor.
Exactly. Okay, now let's look at the wages of Chelsea's players. Reece James is the highest paid player in Chelsea. He has £250,000 per week, and this is a player that hardly played 50% of the 38 matches last season. Followed by Ben Chilwell. Also, he has been in and out of the hospital. £200,000, followed by Fofana, also £200,000 out of injury. So I think it is high time that we Africa have to come out as one. You see, a lot of people have been attacking Nicolas Jackson. I don't want to bring that conversation, but in line with this also, do you know that Nicolas Jackson is earning $65,000 per week? And we have a lot of people comparing Nicolas Jackson's performance to be at par with Erling Haaland that is collecting almost $500,000 per week. So I think we have to cut it apple for apple. So for Osimhen, I think it's a very good deal for him. Though I have reservation about his agent when the whole saga started, because the agent shouldn't have waited up to this moment to allow the best player in Africa to go through what he went through. He's supposed to have option A, B, C, and D. Now, I think going to Galatasaray is even far better for him than to go to Chelsea. You know why? Now, at Galatasaray, they are playing in Euro. Chelsea, they are playing Conference League. The pride in playing in Euro is different from the pride playing in Conference League. The attention of the player that and the people that will be looking at Euro is different from Conference League. Number two, Galatasaray has been the perennial winner when it comes to Turkish league. So the probability of Osimhen winning a trophy with Galatasaray with his own effort like he did for Napoli two seasons ago that won them the Scudetto after waiting for 33 years, that probability is still there. Chelsea, I don't even think they can smell top four, talk less of winning a trophy. So I think it's a very good deal. And if you look at the deal also, Osimhen fought to the last as a proper Niger boy. That, okay, the £130 million that you put in my clause when I signed for you last season, we're going to review it downward. Because he really wants to go. I know that going to Galatasaray is to prove to the world again that I'm still the king of Africa. I'm still the best player in Africa. I'm still a goal machine that people knows. And we're going to see that when the season starts very well. Okay? So that means they've now reduced the buyout clause from €130 million to €75 million. So that means between now and June, if he performs very well, which I absolutely believe he wants to prove his critics wrong, that he's still in form. We have players, we have clubs that will be coming for him for that £75 million. If you can buy the likes of Enzo Fernandez, 120 million, you can buy Grealish, 100 million, you can buy Caicedo, 112 million, you can buy Modric, 100 million. How much is 75 million that Osimhen will not worth by June, when he will be doing what? When he will be proving, when he will have proved himself to be a prolific striker that we know him to be. That also is not having any pay cut. Because honestly, I don't really understand the reason why Chelsea fans are really angry. If you go to the social media since yesterday to today, you see them bashing him and you left Chelsea. How are you expecting someone? A very good example is you are earning, let's say, 10 million naira in Nigeria as salary per annum, and you are doing very well. You're not under any pressure at all. And you have a contract with the organization that you are with, that you can still continue with them till 2025. And the club, another organization is calling you that come and work for us. Instead of you collecting 10 million naira, I'll pay you 4 million naira. I don't know if that makes any sense. It doesn't make any sense for him. So I think this is a very good deal for Victor Osimhen. It's an opportunity for him to prove himself. However, you should also allow humility to come into his character and attitude this time around. Because if you are not humble, if you allow life to humble you, it's very easy to fall from grace to grass. And it is much difficult to even maintain success than failure. Because when you are successful, everybody will be looking at you. But when you're already a failure, nobody cares about you. What am I trying to say about his rant about Finidi George and what have you? That may also have a part to play in other clubs being careful in bringing him on board. Also, he made it known last season that he doesn't want to play for Napoli again after he signed his 2-year contract. So I think he should try as much as possible to be matured with the way he talks, the way he goes to social media, the way he should also do that. But nevertheless, I think the deal is a good one for Victor Osimhen.
A good day for Victor Osimhen, and this day really speaks volume. If you look at it, maybe one way or the other, just allow him to actually opine there. It could be a way to humble himself. If you look at it, that okay, after all, as African Footballer of the Year, who will ever believe that Osimhen will have to go on loan to Galatasaray? Consider the fact that top clubs in Europe were actually coming for him. PSG, Chelsea, we had a lot of news here and there, Arsenal, Man United. But everyone actually was scared away because of the amount of money placed on his head. And aside that, the issue like he raised is he needs to watch the way he actually goes on social media to make some tantrums. At least something must be done concerning that. But to some extent, I believe this deal has given Osimhen that chance to also breathe again and also get humbled and see how life goes on. That, okay, so I can actually be here. And the celebration from Galatasaray fans shows that, yes, they really appreciate him coming to them and they want to see him banging in the goals for them. We are wishing Osimhen the best. You see the celebration there as if he has been with them for 100 years. What a way to celebrate. For Victor the Osimhen, as I call him, VO9. Let's see what we have to offer concerning that team. And also, hopefully, maybe he'll be able to make it for this match, although we had that he will come for the match between Nigeria and Benin Republic and also Rwanda. You want to prove a point to a lot of people out there that is still not over. It's as good as it used to be. Celebrating Victor Osimhen moving to Galatasaray on loan, a way to settle all the debts that have been raised during the week there. Quickly, we move away from Osimhen's celebration. We celebrate another Nigerian who did well yesterday over there at the Paralympics taking place in France. Her name is Bolaji Eniola. Mariam Bolaji Eniola did well, becoming the first African to win a bronze medal in para-badminton competition at the Olympics, and also the first African to even get to semi-final before she lost out. So right now, Kwara State government, SWAN, celebrates para-badminton star Eniola for Africa's first Paralympic win, for the fact that she was at least be able to set 2 records there. You look at it in a kind of bronze, yes. No one has ever done it in Africa to win badminton bronze. Not even, let's even leave gold and silver out, at least. The fact that she got to the podium, because we saw the team Nigeria when the Olympics started, they could not win minus bronze. But now we have a para-badminton player being able to do it. She switched from para-table tennis to para-badminton. And look at the 18-year-old girl being able to make Nigeria proud. She's from Kwara State, so Kwara State government, they deem it fit to celebrate her.
Well, this is a celebration for Africa, not for Kwara State or Nigerian alone. And this is the first time we will achieve such feat at the Olympics. I think we should not underrate what it takes to win a medal, either gold, silver, or bronze at the Olympics. We are talking about a competition that involves over 216 countries. And for you to be among the top 3, I think is not a child's play, and it's all about preparation. And I listened to her and how she sent appreciation to Kwara State Governor, who has been there for her, who has been supporting her in terms of providing her the experience and the infrastructure that is needed for her to achieve what she achieved. And switching from table tennis to badminton, it's not really easy. It's like switching from basketball to football. They are 2 different ball games. So she achieved this. I think it's something that we really need to really celebrate her for. And like you rightly said, not only that she achieved this greatness because we won the first medal, but this is the first medal that Africa will win at this Olympic, and this is the first time in the history of para-badminton that an Africa will win a medal. So it's like a triple celebration for Nigeria, being the first to win the medal for us, for Africa being the first medal we are winning at this current competition, and for Africa again being the first medal since the history of Olympics, Paralympics, that we are going to win a medal. So it really calls for a very good and a good celebration, and we enjoy others that are still in the game to try and emulate her and win something for us. They shouldn't go by their other brother that spent 12 billion naira on excursion. They went, they saw, and they came with nothing.
Well, hopefully they will continue to do well there. We're talking about Eniola Bolaji for winning bronze medal at the Paralympics in para-badminton, and still talking about all the others. Some will be playing today. Quarterfinals para-table tennis. We have Alabi also fighting hard to see how he will do well. While the para-powerlifters will also be coming up. That's where our strength lies, and hopefully we will do well in this competition. She has been the one to open the floodgate. Let's see that really the floodgate will be open for medals to come. And quickly, let's switch over from France down to Uyo, where right now the Super Eagles camp bubbles in Uyo for the Afcon 2025 qualifiers. Yes, there are right now about 11 or 12 players in camp as of yesterday, and they are all there to at least work together ahead of the match that will be coming up. It's a 2-leg match. They are playing against Benin Republic in Uyo, and they are going to Kigali to face Rwanda. The Amavubis of Rwanda and also the Cheetahs of Benin Republic will be facing Super Eagles. As it is, Super Eagles camp bubbles. We have about 11 of them, and they are battle ready to see how they will do well, while others will be joining them today to make the team swell.
Yeah, the bubble should not be busted. That's very important. The bubble should not be. They shouldn't bust the bubble at all. Okay, so this is a must-win match for us, and it's so unfortunate. So unfortunate that we find ourselves in this precarious situation that we found ourselves. But we're not going to dwell on that. We'll dwell on how are we going to achieve what we need to achieve. And what we need to achieve, we need to win the two-legged match. And if you ask me about our interim coach, there is someone that has experience, and this is a coach that is one of the best coaches that we've ever. If you are talking about the top 10 coaches in Nigeria, you mention Austin Eguavoen because he has the experience. And it took us to 2006 Afcon, and we won bronze medal. So at his first attempt. So that shows that the experience, the respect will also be there by the players, and he has what it takes. I hope the NFF, they will allow him to do his job without any interference, so that we can be able to hold him accountable at the end of the day. So for the players that we have in camp, I think we have the players that can deliver. And they hold us in love. With what has happened in the past, about 2-3 matches that we've played, they hold us in love this time around. We are talking about having a resounding victory this time around. We should win with comfort. We should win without sweating. We should win and see that power play from the players. And the good news is Victor Osimhen said he will be coming. So that means we have our goal, our talisman coming for us. Other players also, they'll come in and put in their best. So let's see how it goes. But I'm expecting a flawless victory from the Super Eagles. Let's show to the world and to the Africa and that we are still the Super Eagles that they used to know. Let them give the fans and the happiness and the joy that we really deserve to see from the Super Eagles. I wish they are playing the match at National Stadium in Abuja. In Abuja, not in Uyo, but either Uyo, Lagos, or Abuja is still Nigerian. I'm sure the Uyo supporters, the Nigerian, the football-loving Nigerians, they will troop out there to give them the necessary support.
Well, seriously, for Eagles, a big one coming up weekend. They have two matches to play back-to-back. They just have to do well and make us proud there. You saw the arrival of some of the players, and the good thing is that they are about ready. 11 of them are already in camp. Some will be joining them today before the arrival of the King of Africa. That's the Victor Osimhen. Good one for Eagles. We wish them the best as they prosecute those games. And still talking about Eagles, while we want to look at this particular situation is because of what happened. Labadia Bruno had a deal with NFF, although maybe on paper or I don't know how it happened that they could not finalize the issue of taxation before everything crumbled down. And after that particular crumbling, NFF deemed it fit to appoint the technical director of Nigerian Football Federation, Augustine Eguavoen, as the caretaker or interim coach of that team. And now the coach, as it is, appointed 2 or 4 other ones to support him. But one of them is saying, that's Fidelis Ilechukwu, coach of Rangers, says, my appointment as Super Eagles assistant, a call to serve Nigeria. He has said that. And also the coach of Remo Stars, Daniel Ogumodede, looking at the appointment, according to him, is a call to serve, and he wants to give his best. And looking at the 2 of them, the one at the left-hand side is with Remo Stars, and the one at the right-hand side, you have him as Fidelis Ilechukwu of Rangers International. Both of them will be serving as assistant coach. Let's look at the 4-man list that will be supporting. That's Augustine Eguavoen there. Super Eagles caretaker coach, actually. That's Augustine Eguavoen. Technical crew, Fidelis Ilechukwu and Daniel Ogumodede as assistant coaches for 2025 Afcon qualifiers against Benin and Rwanda. Thomas Zurek, that's a Slovenian. He as fitness coach for 2025 Afcon qualifiers against Benin and Rwanda. Eboborise Wejamumere as match analyst for 2025 Afcon qualifiers, while Olatunji Barua is the goalkeeper trainer. Also for the 2 games, 2025 Afcon that will be hosted in Morocco. Someone said the name Eboborise Wejero. With all due respect, that name alone. Well, yes, you see, that's our Delta brother. But seriously, these are the 4 men that will be behind him to support him as a technical crew of the 2 matches that Augustine Eguavoen will be in charge. Okay,
not minding the time factor, not minding the fire brigade approach, which we are used to, not minding the shameful and disgraceful situation about the
Bruno Labadia.
Labadia, I don't know what to call him, a prospect or a proposed coach of the Super Eagles. I so much believe in what Eguavoen has set up, and this shows that we are looking at developing our football from the grassroots. If you look at both Fidelis, Barua, and the Raymond coach, there are people that really understand the Nigerian game. There are the people that really understand how Nigerian football soccer should look like. They are the one that really understand what we really need to do to play with the likes of Rwanda and Benin Republic, because we are talking about playing against our neighbor. We are talking about playing a physical game. It's a physical game that we're going to play against them. So that shows that we really have the coaches that can give him the necessary support. About the fitness, I think it's a very good one also, because they have to be fit to play that match. Then about the match analyst, this is something that will be missing in Super Eagles for a very long time. We need someone that when the game is going on, someone to sit back, to really watch all the players on the pitch. Are they playing to instruction? Look at the opponents. What are their area of weaknesses that we did not even notice before the beginning of the match, that we can employ by looking at what we have on our bench and making the right substitution? The work of the match analyst is so important that it can make or mar a team. So he doesn't bother looking at who is playing. He doesn't look at the field. He looks at the monitor to watch everything, and he needs 100% concentration. So I think we have a very good team that can really achieve what we intend to really achieve, and I'm sure they're going to prove a point that what we are looking for in Sokoto, we have it in our Sokoto. So we don't need to be looking out for foreign coaches all the time. And if you look at the history of the Super Eagles, the coaches that have really done us well, most of them are indigenous coaches. Now let's take West Ham and Bonfejo out of it. Who again? Let's Stephen Keshi, Amadou Shaibu, the only coach in Super Eagles that qualified Nigeria for 3 World Cup consecutively. Unfortunately, due to politics, they never allowed him to take us to the World Cup. We are talking about Osimhen also. He has done it.
But against Ghana, what happened?
See, you can't judge a coach with just one match. If that is it,
that was costly.
Most of the coaches would have gone. See, let me be honest with you. Yes, it was costly, but definitely, if it had worked out, if the formation had worked out, if its plan had worked out, we won't be talking about this. That's why the work of a coach is the most difficult work in terms of football. The good at times doesn't go to them. If you have won that match, and probably it will be Osimhen scored the goal. Hey, it's Osimhen that scored the goal. Hey, it's Obi that scored the goal. Hey, it's also President that scored the goal. But if you did not qualify, the coach is too bad. Nobody will talk about what the players have done. So that's why I said it is very, very difficult. Do you think that Austin Eguavoen will be very happy that we did not qualify for the World Cup and we lost or we drew the match that we were supposed to win to qualify for the World Cup? The tactics doesn't favor him as at that time. But that doesn't mean we should forget about the good that he has really done. So that's how I take that.
Well, seriously, talking about Super Eagles there, they have assistant coaches coming from Fidelis Ilechukwu and also Daniel Ogumodede supporting Augustine Eguavoen, Sirezo as they call him, to see how they will lead Eagles against the Cheetahs of Benin Republic and also against the Amavubis of Rwanda. What matches are coming up there? Well, for our guys, they are already in Uyo training to see how they will get their acts together before those matches are coming up between weekend. That is actually very, very close. Well, for Eagles, they really need to prove a point to Nigerians because recently they've not been giving us that above par celebration that we want. At least Nigerians, the only thing that brings us together when it comes to lifestyle is you look at sport and entertainment, especially sport. No one knows about religion or tribalism when it comes to, especially when Eagles are playing. Oh my goodness. Look at the Falconet when they were playing against Korea. Despite the fact that they are under 20, everyone they wake up at night to watch. You still remember 1996? What happened on the streets of Nigeria? Celebration as if they were going to dash East Nigeria money. After all, no one actually saw a dime, but the joy that the green, white, green flag was hosted is enough to give you goosebumps anytime you remember those moments when Nigeria did well. Remember Tobi Amusan when she actually ran the race of her life to beat the world record? Nigerians shed tears for the fact that the green, white, green was there and our flag, also our anthem, was sang there. Well, we always celebrate sports together. We continue to see how we get it right administratively to see how sport can be better in Nigeria. Right now, to get it better in Nigeria, the Nigerian Football Federation, they deem it fit to make sure they put their touchlight around all the leagues across Nigeria, and that's why we're looking at this particular story that has to do with our women. NFF sanctions referees over poor officiating in NWFL Championship. NWFL stands for Nigerian Women Football League, and they are playing the championship. Well, right now, as we speak, they sanctioned 2 referees concerning what they did in the game they played. Let's look at the stance of the NFF, and then while we're talking, you look at the video of that particular clip there. Well, as it is right now, okay, maybe as we're talking, let the video roll. NFF deem it fit to sanction the 2 referees for what they do by not allowing this goal to stand. Watch it, and as we're looking at it, you will agree with me that maybe, let me hear from you, you should be the one to be the judge there. Look at this. Is this a goal or not?
From the look of things, from the screen, it is a goal.
Okay.
Not offside.
But from the field.
But from the field.
The referee says no, it's not a goal.
We don't know what the linesman or the referee saw.
Okay.
Now, I'll tell you this, to be honest. Yes, they deserve to be punished. They deserve to be sanctioned. But if you recall last season, Manchester United and Wolves, their match in which Onana came out, left the ball and punched the Wolves players on his head. Everybody from outside, watching from the screen, we said, no, this is a pure penalty. But the referee said, no, it is not a penalty. That's why I said we don't know what the referee saw that we are not seeing.
Okay, what could he could have seen? Okay, looking at this now slowly. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe he thought the player didn't come from the front, he came from behind.
Yeah, I can see how you are.
To be honest, Nigerian referees, it's a theater of comedy.
Now you see why some of our referees, without all apologies to those who are doing extremely well, look at this. As you don't know how it will look like on the pitch of play, that's the referee wearing a blue, right? Yeah. And then the assistant referee too, who supported in doing this. Look at this game. It's obviously very clear that, okay, the goalkeeper jumped out, the player had it before she got there. It wasn't as if that was an infringement.
No, to be honest with you, it's very difficult to say. Okay, if you look at that incident very well, maybe the linesman thought there's an infringement between the keeper
and the player
and the players. Maybe the punch that the keeper threw to punch the ball out, he thought maybe there's an infringement, one. Then number two, maybe she's also trying to protect the keeper. You know, the keeper, they have that protection once they are within that box 18. Had it been, we have
the assistant referee that did the
well, is it offside or infringement?
To her, that's what she flagged for. That is offside.
Offside. And if that's offside, that means she's saying something that we are not seeing.
That's what I'm saying.
So that means that if it is for offside, if it is for an infringement,
you can see that if she raised the flag.
If it is for offside, probably she's seeing what we are not seeing. You know, most of them, they have spiritual eyes that we cannot see. Because there's no how you can call this an offside at all. Look at the power, look at the ball play.
Because the players are wearing white at the back.
Or maybe she's mistaking
the red.
No. The white that they used to write the number of the red
to turn to a full jersey.
Maybe
what's the way to go?
Because this can never be an offside. If it's an infringement, probably there may be an issue when it comes to that. But I think it's good the way the NFF is coming out to make sure that this is not our standard. And we're not going to allow this to continue. This is not only poor officiating, this is the worst officiating I've ever seen in my entire football offside.
Well, to be candid, now let's look at the stance of the NFF there. NFF stance on NWFL Championship poor officiating. The clip you just saw there, this is the verdict of the NFF. The Nigerian Football Federation on Monday suspended 2 referees involved in the ongoing Nigerian Women Football League Championship in Calabar, Cross River State. The affected referees include Amamong Idongesit Anthony Akwaibom and assistant referee Blessing Wika from Rivers, and both have been withdrawn from further participation in the NWFL Championship. The decision, which takes immediate effect, comes in light of their actions during match number 9, which feature Imo striker. Well, talking about this particular NFF stance, Imo strikers, Queen striker against Pelican Stars at the UGSWNS Stadium on 4 September 2024. The officiating of both referees during the match was deemed to have brought disrepute to the integrity of refereeing, the Nigerian Women Football League, the championship, and the sport of football. As a result, both officials are suspended from all refereeing activities until further notice and are required to vacate the refereeing camp immediately. As directed by the NWFL Championship Coordinator, the NFF is committed to maintaining high standards of fairness and integrity in all its competitions and will not hesitate to take necessary actions against any form of misconduct by match official. This is very prompt.
Very prompt, a good verdict and a good decision, and this is more like sending a signal out to other referees that if they have intention of doing similar, this is what will come to you as a punishment. So I think it's very good, and they should go a step further also to try and investigate. They really need to investigate. It's not about punishing them alone. They need to really investigate to what happened. Why did they have to do what they did?
They did.
And to
Is there anything
to be honest with you, it can go two ways. Probably the assistant referee, she has a poor eyesight. We should not rule that out. That's why I said they have to investigate thoroughly to know what happened.
That is why, sorry to cut, that's why the issue of fitness comes in. Before you actually assigned a ref, assistant ref, center ref, whatever you want to call them, to at least officiate a match, they need to check, are they fit? It's not just about the body. It's not about you being able to run. They need the eyes to be able to at least assess the match well. Look at what we just saw. You were even saying, you were trying to be a lawyer, but saying maybe she saw the color of the mark written in red. But to be candid, if they have checked the side, maybe she's short-sighted or she's long-sighted, whatever it is, they'll be able to know that, okay, something is wrong somewhere. Not just because she can run 100 meters, doesn't actually give 100%.
I totally agree with you 100%. And when it comes to refereeing, and I think the sight, the reflexes, plays a vital, important role that even the physical training about running 100 meters, 200 meters, because from wherever you are standing, you can see from far. So that's why I said I think they need to investigate. And the NFF also, they need to put their house in order if they are not really doing all this, what I call compulsory screening for all the referees. Someone that is short-sightedness or long-sightedness, and you are expecting her to do referee, maybe that's the reason why. She's seen that player far above where she's not supposed to. I'm just saying.
Yes.
I'm just saying, hypothetically, that's number one. Then number two, they need to investigate to be sure that something doesn't change. This is Nigeria. Not even Nigeria. This is football.
This is sports.
No, not only us. Don't pin it to only Nigeria.
I'm saying
this
sports.
Is sport.
Where
if you watch the match over the weekend between Arsenal and Brighton, you see a lot of complaints about the second yellow card given to Declan Rice that led to the red card. So that is also poor officiating, and we are talking about the high standard. So it's not only something that is limited to Nigeria. We shouldn't be bringing Nigeria in that bad light. That we are not. It's all about sport this time around. Probably money has changed, and maybe the assistant referee doesn't have what it takes to the transport fare to go back or the accommodation.
But they pay them now. They pay them straight now.
Is it enough? Is it enough? Is it enough?
Women league anyway.
Is it even enough with the inflation we are battling with in the country? So I'm not making excuses for them. I'm just saying they need to do the investigation first to check that the site is actually okay. Maybe she's seeing what we are not seeing.
I can imagine. I just picture the woman as in, I never know anything. I go show that. I will show you. You know, there's a way you just picture. There's this Nigerian. I don't want to say entertainment parts of it that you just feel okay. I will show now today. Say now, no one give.
Maybe there's a beef already. That, okay, do this. I'm not going to do it. Oh, okay. You don't want to cooperate.
I know it's how I go.
Don't worry. Let's get there. We are just saying this.
Yes.
It's probability, but they should try and investigate to rule out any wrong undoing and to be sure that they are not because if truly she is short or long-sightedness and we are punishing her for this, the first should be to the NFF for not doing what they ought to have done by making sure that they screen them before they go for the match. And if it is the issue of cooperate, you didn't cooperate, okay, don't worry, let's get to the pitch. You see what I'll do to you. Then you should be sanctioned more also. So that's it.
Well, talking about Nigerian football there, the Nigerian Women Football League Championship that took place in Calabar on Monday, where that particular goal that you saw there had issues, and now NFF deemed fit to quickly sanction those two referees for what they've done, and now they've been pulled out of the competition taking place. They'll be playing matches today, and we're bringing you up concerning the results of those games in our subsequent edition of sports. Right now, talking about women football, we quickly go straight down to Colombia. Matches will be coming up for Nigeria. We're playing against Germany next. That will be on Wednesday. While we're sleeping, they'll be playing those games. But a German player, her name is Jella Veit, won Falcon ahead of clash on Wednesday. I think this is one way or the other, trying to get into the skin of those ladies. We defeated Korea, yes, 1-0. And they walloped Venezuela 5-2. And already, according to her, they have said a signal to us that they are coming. But our ladies are battle ready.
She wants to get into the skin of a thick skin.
Niger skin of Niger there.
Well, I think what they are doing is they are playing the mind game, and they are trying to look at, okay, who's our most prolific, most important player? What do we need to do? Let's carry her out to let her know that there's no room for her. But I think they are making a mistake when it comes to that. It is when you threaten a Nigerian that you're going to get the...
If you look at U.S. national team for women, when it comes to international women football, they've decided to hold on to it. Gone are those days when Brazil held on to the World Cup or dominated world football. It has actually come down. Look at Real Madrid, their hold is on Champions League. This is our right, this is our own. It's always like that. German team for under 20 have checked the patterns. They always come either to beat us, and it's high time we actually get ourselves out of their holds, because they are seen as anytime we meet them, we always, if you check, anytime Nigeria is playing against Spain, Bulgaria, we find it easy to defeat them, despite the fact that they have array of stars. It will always happen that, how did they do it just like that? So this match against Germany is a very, very serious match that Falcon needs to prove a point today that no, we are no longer your wives. We are going to be your husband now.
Well, football is all about tradition, it's all about history, and it's all about psychology. But history is changing now. The Real Madrid of last season, 2 seasons ago, is not the Real Madrid we are having right now. If you watch their last 2-3 matches, it is not the Real Madrid again. Like we mentioned about the Brazil, the Samba boys. They are not the Samba boys again now. They are taking over. So the football is evolving. It's changing. A lot of people, a lot of challenges are coming up. You look at the Super Eagles. Look at even our Super Falcons. If anybody wants to play the Super Falcons, 10, 8, 6, no. Look at it now. You have to sweat it out seriously to defeat anybody. The same thing is happening when it comes to the Falcons also. It's not going to be an easy ride for the Germans to think that they can just override us. You see the match. The best they can get from us is a draw. But thinking, look at the way you said, as if you are playing for...
I'm happy. I'm actually corroborating what you said. Good. At least this is good.
So that means the best they can get from us is a draw. Not that, we're going to beat them, we will defeat them the way we've been doing before. Game has changed. Everything has changed. Determination is there. But they normally have that superiority confidence that, okay, we've been beating them before. We've played 10 matches head to head. So that inferiority complex is always in there. And you too will be shivering that, this thing we've played them 5 times. They defeated us 4 times. There's also the possibility of them defeating us. No, we have to make our mark. We have to stop it. They can't continue to beat me all the time. I'm not a drum. I have to react. So that's what we're going to see tomorrow when we meet the Germans.
A tough one coming there between Nigeria and Germany at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup taking place in Colombia, where they will be locking horns there for the fact that they want to prove a point to Germany. Talking about Falconet, they defeated Korea. In that clip you just saw, a goal was scored by Flourish Sebastian in that particular one there. And you look at how that goal was scored.
Sure that she needed. So let's see how it goes.
Seeing how it's going to pan out on Wednesday when Nigeria face Germany. A tough one there. Flourish Sebastian there celebrating a goal against Korea. And hopefully they will win for Nigeria before they face Venezuela. Venezuela lost against Germany 5-2 in that game. And for Austria, well, debutant, they defeated Ghana in their own match 2-1. That was actually played earlier today. Well, concerning women football, we wish them the best. Now, let's quickly dash to New York. Let's talk about the Tennis Open. U.S. Open rather. The U.S. Open is taking place at the Ashe Stadium in New York, where the stars of tennis are actually fighting hard to see who stays top. The likes of world most winning man actually been defeated. That's Serbian Djokovic is out. Das Karas also is out. And you look at this man who has done well for himself. World number one, Yannick Sinner from Italy, being able to win his game against Stormy, and right now he's celebrating, and he will be facing Dani Medvedev next. Dani Medvedev also won his game, and it's going to be a tough one between the two as they file out in the quarterfinals. Let's quickly look at the result of the games played earlier today. In the women's singles round of 16, Iga Swiatek, the lady of the moment from Poland, beat Ludmila Samsonova of Russia 6-4, 6-1 to win our game convincingly without no sweat there. Give it up to Iga Swiatek for being able to do that against Samsonova. And also in the men's round of 16, you have Yannick Sinner defeating Tommy Paul, the one we use at the headline of the story. 7-6, tiebreak of 7-3, 7-6, tiebreak of 7-5, and 6-1. And like I said, Sinner will be facing Dani Medvedev. What a match that will be coming up there between the two. We know that the big ones are out. Carlos Alcaraz is out. Djokovic is out. So the battle is still there because Alex Zverev is still there too. And it's going to be a tough one. But for Iga Swiatek, she's really coasting home. Maybe she'll be able to win this. It's for her to prove a point. Just to give you updates concerning what is happening at the Ashe Stadium, where games will be played. We'll continue to give you more details concerning all the results, where world number one Sinner actually has done well and will be setting up against Medvedev in the quarterfinals there. Just to take you into the world of tennis. Some people love tennis so much, not table tennis anyway. And right now, we just have to go to the one that has to do with football. And the man that is at the end of affair with Manchester United is getting the backing of the hierarchy of that team. Premier League, Ten Hag has Man United backing, despite Liverpool loss. Well, from the way it is right now, they say they are with him 100%. I just saw someone say quietly, I just hope this we are with you is not a way. It's not a way to tame him. Then the next thing is firing him. Even though Carver says maybe he'll be fired before December, we wait to see, because a lot of people are already waiting for which manager will be fired first this season. Where Erik ten Hag is getting the backing of the hierarchy of Manchester United. Okay, to answer your second question, I think Erik ten Hag will be the first coach that will be fired this season. And if you look at the summer transfer window, he got all he requested for. That's the truth. They've been very supportive from day one. And if you look at the 3 matches that they've played, it's like they are moving from fear to worst. That's the truth. And from the statement from the board, I'm not expecting them to say otherwise. They won't want to make that mistake. It's still early in the season to tell you that, oh, we're going to sack you. We are giving you 2-3 matches to improve. No, they're not going to do that. Like you said, we are with you is like, the typical Nigerian way. When they tell you that they are with you and they'll do their no, we are with you. So that we are with you, they did like this. It's like, and if you look around him, his successors already been appointed. The likes of Ruud van Nistelrooy, who was a first team coach, where he was doing very well, and they asked him, okay, come and be the assistant. In the case, Erik ten Hag did not perform. The successor will be very, very seamless this time around. So I think Erik ten Hag really need to change his tactics, really needs to change the way he plays, and he needs to really talk less. Yes, he has been boasting about he won 2 trophies, and after Manchester City for the last 2 seasons. It's not about that. Anybody can win the competition, just like what Ole Solskjaer said, that any coach or anything can win a competition. But we're talking about Premier League, where you have a target of top 4 on winning the Premier League. With the amount of money that they've already spent on the summer, it doesn't have any excuse. Liverpool nearly turned that match to a training ground. It was like a training. Look at what they were doing with Man United at Old Trafford. Passing.
No, not like they did. They did. If you look at all the statistics of the match, the only thing that Man United got above Liverpool is a yellow card. Apart from that, ball possession, goal on target, everything from beginning to the end. I think the Manchester United board and Ten Hag also, they really need to sit down. If you ask me, what style of play is Man United playing? To be honest with you, I can't tell. I cannot tell. So I think they really need to sit up, and if you continue going this way, 3 matches, you lost 2, you won 1, you considered 5 goals, you scored 2 goals. It's too early to call. It's too early to call. Not a great Manchester United that would know that will be in this situation. We saw Sir Alex Ferguson, on the pitch that day, and it wasn't comfortable. The first goal I saw him doing like this. Second goal I saw him doing like this. The third goal I saw him shaking his head. That is not what is expected of Manchester United.
Well, a big one there coming from Lale Peters, even though we are both wearing blues. Just to throw that jive to you. I know I don't want to talk about the blues. I don't want to at all. Well, that's it on the show. Well, thank you for coming. Thank you, Adene. It's my pleasure being here, and thanks for not talking about blues, but thanks for wearing blues. Of course, I have to celebrate. They are still my team, you know. They are still my team. They are listening to you. What a way to go there for the show. 360 Sport on Trust TV. Want to appreciate your time with us, watching that program. And right now we have to go with Olale Peters with us. So far, we just want to tell you that always do sport because it's fitness and also business. I'm Adeni Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.